What if football's greatest player isn't who most people think it is? Think about that for a second. You've watched the debates, you've seen the arguments, Ronaldo versus Messi, Pele versus Maradona, Cruyff versus everyone, and yet after decades of footage, after thousands of hours of analysis, nobody agrees. But here's what nobody tells you. We've been asking the wrong question this whole time. We keep counting goals, we keep stacking trophies, we keep comparing peak seasons like they exist in a vacuum. But the real question, the only question that actually matters, is this: who changed what was possible on a football pitch? That's what we're answering today. No popularity poll, no nostalgia, no agenda, just evidence. And the answer might surprise you. The impossible question. Here's the problem nobody wants to admit. The game Pele played in 1958 and the game Messi plays today are almost unrecognizable from each other. Different pitches, different boots, different tactical systems, different levels of sports science, nutrition, pressing intensity, and opposition quality. The Brazil that Pele dominated in the 1950s played in a league so physically removed from modern football that direct comparison borders on meaningless. So how do you do this fairly? You ask one question about every player on this list. Was this man so dominant relative to everyone else alive at the same time, in the same conditions, that his greatness transcends the era? Not raw numbers, context-adjusted dominance. That's the standard, and it changes everything. The top 10. Number 10. Franz Beckenbauer, the Kaiser, Germany. Defenders don't make lists like this, and yet here is Franz Beckenbauer because what he did was fundamentally change what a defender was allowed to be. Before Beckenbauer, the sweeper stayed back and swept. He invented the idea that a defender could carry the ball, launch attacks, and control the entire rhythm of a match from behind the play. He called the position libero, the free man, because that's what he was. At the 1970 World Cup semi-final against Italy, what historians call the match of the century, Beckenbauer dislocated his shoulder. The substitutes were used, so he played the rest of the game with his arms strapped to his body in a sling. In what is still considered one of football's greatest individual acts of physical will, he led West Germany to World Cup glory in 1974, defeating Johan Cruyff's Total Football Netherlands, one of the most tactically brilliant teams ever assembled. He is the only man to win the World Cup as both a player and a manager of Germany. His only weakness? He was a defender in an era when defenders rarely won individual awards. The ceiling was always structurally lower. That's the only reason he's at 10. Number 9. Alfredo Di Stefano, the Blonde Arrow, Argentina and Spain. In the 1950s, there was simply no one like Alfredo Di Stefano. He could play anywhere on the pitch. More importantly, he did play everywhere. He pressed from the front before pressing was a concept. He dropped deep to build play. He sprinted forward to finish. All in the same move, all in the same match. Real Madrid's 5 consecutive European Cups from 1956 to 1960 were built around one man. In the 1960 final, still regarded by many historians as the greatest club match ever played, Di Stefano scored a hat-trick in a 7-3 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt at Hampden Park, in front of 127,000 people. In 1989, UEFA retroactively awarded him the Super Ballon d'Or for the greatest European player of the preceding 30 years. No close second, no argument. His tragedy? He never played in a World Cup due to political disputes over his nationality. We will never know what he could have done there. Number 8. Ferenc Puskás, the Galloping Major, Hungary and Spain. 708 goals in 718 games. Read that again. That is not a statistic. That is a scientific impossibility that someone forgot to tell Ferenc Puskás about. He led Hungary to an unbeaten run of 32 wins and 4 draws across 4 years. His Hungarian national team went to the 1954 World Cup as overwhelming favorites, considered by many experts the greatest team on earth, and then lost the final. The greatest team in history that never won it. He then moved to Real Madrid, a different country, a different system, arguably past his physical prime, and became arguably even more lethal. He scored 4 goals in a single European Cup final. The FIFA Goal of the Year award is named after him. That's the size of the legacy. Number 7. Eusebio, the Black Panther, Portugal. Born in Mozambique in 1942, moved to Lisbon as a teenager, became the most feared striker on the planet within 5 years. At the 1966 World Cup, Portugal faced elimination against North Korea after going 3-0 down before halftime. Eusebio scored 4 goals in the second half and won the game 5-3, alone. He finished the tournament as top scorer with 9 goals and took Portugal to 3rd place, their highest ever finish. He lost the 1965 Ballon d'Or by a single point to Bobby Charlton. A single point. He is unanimously acknowledged as the greatest African-born player of all time, and the conversation about whether that Ballon d'Or vote went the right way has never fully settled. Number 6. Johan Cruyff, the total footballer, Netherlands. Johan Cruyff didn't just play football differently, he thought about it differently, to everyone alive, and then had the physical gifts to execute whatever his mind conceived. In the 1974 World Cup final, in the very first minute, Cruyff received the ball on the halfway line, drove at the German defense at full speed, and earned a penalty before Germany had touched the ball. Netherlands scored before the opposition had a single contact. That is what it looked like when Johan Cruyff decided to impose his will on a football match. He invented a skill move so distinctive they named it after him, the Cruyff turn. Defenders still can't stop it. As a coach, he installed his philosophy at Barcelona and created the template for everything that followed. Guardiola's Barcelona, tiki-taka, the positional revolution of the 2000s, all of it traces back to one man's mind. His weakness? He never won a World Cup. The 1974 Netherlands side may be the greatest team in history to finish as runners-up. That omission costs him in any trophy-based ranking. Number 5. Ronaldo Nazario, R9, the phenomenon, Brazil. Before the injuries stole years from him, Ronaldo Nazario was the most physically terrifying footballer alive. Not technically the most complete, not tactically the deepest, but in terms of raw, explosive, one-on-one, unstoppable brilliance, he was a weapon that football had no answer for. Youngest ever Ballon d'Or recipient at 21. By 17, already Brazil's first-choice striker. Then, in the 1998 World Cup final, the night before the biggest game of his life, something happened that has never been fully explained. He had a seizure. He played anyway. He was a ghost. Brazil lost 3-0 to France. The mystery of that night still haunts Brazilian football. Then, both knees. 2 years gone. 2 years of the most explosive footballer on earth lost. And then 2002, the comeback. That haircut. 8 goals, 2 in the final, a World Cup lifted in Yokohama. From the floor to the summit. In the history of sport, there are few comebacks that carry more weight. The cruelest question in football: what if he had been healthy? At full fitness for a full career, Ronaldo Nazario may have been number 1. We will never know. Number 4. Diego Maradona, El Pibe de Oro, Argentina. June 22, 1986, Azteca Stadium, Mexico City. World Cup quarterfinal against England. Within 5 minutes, Diego Maradona scored the 2 most famous goals in the history of football, back-to-back, one with his hand, one with his feet. The first was cheating. He admitted it. He called it the hand of God and smiled. The second, a 66-meter run past 6 English players, weaving through them like they were traffic cones, finishing with precision, was voted the goal of the century by FIFA. It wasn't even his best performance of the tournament. What separates Maradona is carrying power. The 1986 Argentina squad was, to be honest, ordinary. Several players were well below international standard. Maradona dragged them to a World Cup anyway. 5 goals, 5 assists in the knockout stages alone. No player in World Cup history has carried a team like that, before or since. At Napoli, a small southern Italian club that had never won Serie A, he delivered 2 league titles in the most competitive division in football history. He didn't just win matches, he gave a city back its dignity. His weakness? 1 World Cup, a shorter elite career than those above him, and a personal life that sometimes threatened to swallow the football. But when he was on, when he was truly on, nobody in history was more devastating. Number 3. Pele, O Rei, the King. Brazil. At just 17 years old, Pele stood on football's biggest stage and scored twice in a World Cup final. It was the beginning of a career that would transform the sport forever. Pele remains the only player in history to win 3 World Cups, a record that still stands today. While some question the strength of his era, his performances against top European club sides proved his quality transcended any generation. His greatness wasn't limited to goals. He possessed speed, strength, vision, creativity, finishing ability, and technical brilliance with both feet. In 1970, Pele led what many consider the greatest international team ever assembled. At an age when many stars begin to decline, he delivered one of the finest tournaments of his career. The debate between Pele and Maradona may never have a definitive answer. Pele won more and sustained excellence longer. Maradona carried weaker teams further. Pele ranks third not because he lacked greatness, but because the two names above him have arguments history still debates. The GOAT debate: Cristiano Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi. You knew it was coming. The two players who have defined football for 20 years. The two players who turned every Ballon d'Or ceremony into a two-horse race. The two players who for the first time in football history forced the entire world to pick a side. Number 2, Lionel Messi, La Pulga, the Flea, Argentina. Lionel Messi is football's purest expression of talent. He never relied on power, size, or spectacle. Instead, he controlled matches with intelligence, balance, and a level of technical ability rarely seen in any sport. While others demanded attention, Messi let his football do the talking. His achievements are staggering. A record 91 goals in a calendar year, 8 Ballon d'Or awards, 672 goals for Barcelona, 10 La Liga titles, and 4 Champions League trophies. Yet his defining moment came in 2022. At 35 years old, with questions about his legacy still lingering, Messi led Argentina to World Cup glory in Qatar. He scored twice in the final, won the Golden Ball, and finally lifted the one trophy missing from his collection. For many, that ended the debate. Messi is the greatest natural footballer the world has ever seen. But one name still remains above him on this list. Number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, Portugal, the greatest of all time. On a small island called Madeira, a young boy stayed behind after training long after everyone else had gone home. Every missed shot was a challenge. Every weakness was something to overcome. That boy was Cristiano Ronaldo. What followed was one of the most extraordinary careers in sports history. 5 Ballon d'Or awards, 5 Champions League titles, and over 900 career goals. He became the all-time leading scorer in both the Champions League and international football, representing a nation of just 10 million people. But numbers alone do not explain Ronaldo's greatness. His story is about relentless improvement. While others relied on talent, Ronaldo transformed himself through discipline, sacrifice, and an obsession with being better every single day. He succeeded in England, Spain, Italy, and on the international stage, proving his greatness wherever he went. Ronaldo represents something bigger than football. He is proof that determination can push human limits further than anyone thought possible. Millions see themselves in his journey because it was built on hard work, not destiny. Cristiano Ronaldo is more than a football legend. He is the ultimate example of what happens when ambition refuses to accept limits. Enjoyed the video? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more football history and legendary debates. Now tell us, who is your GOAT? Messi, Ronaldo, Maradona, or Pele? One name, one reason. Drop your answer in the comments.